Hey guys, today I'm going to be doing a quick comparison of these four flashlights, the SFT70 flashlights, Fenix TK20R version 2.0. I've got the Fenix PD36R Pro, and I've got the Nitecore P23i, and of course the Olight Warrior X3. They all perform quite differently. So in terms of the overall construction, all four of these lights are made very well. I'd say the Fenix lights have a slight edge over the other two. In terms of bezel sizes, you've got the Warrior X3 coming out on top, you've got the TK20R, you've got the Nitecore P23i, and then right at the end here, the Fenix PD36R Pro. They've all got that crenulated bezel design, but only the Warrior X3 and the Nitecore P23i have these glass breaking beads. That can be advantage or disadvantage, as they do attract more attention than the other two Fenix lights, as you can see here. They all have onboard charging except for the Warrior X3, which takes proprietary charging. Okay, in terms of the tail switch, we can just check them out here, and dual stage tail switch for both all of these lights. Really, the most simplest design would probably be the Olight, that just has basically a momentary on for both low and high modes, and a full on and off as well for each mode. But for these ones here, the Fenix lights, you've got a one-step strobe feature with that, and you can switch on also half press for tactical mode, momentary mode, and then as you're in say you're in this mode, for example, you just press this secondary switch to switch between the different modes. It's basically how you operate it. And same thing here with the Nitecore P23i. All of these lights are rated between 2.5 to 3,000 lumens. I'd say that they are centered more on the throwy end. There's a lot of flood. This one here, the PD36R Pro, probably produces the most flood just because the bezel is smaller and you just get a wider light pattern. So in terms of which one of these lights is best for you, if you're looking for light that has extra throw and you don't mind the head diameter, I'd get either one of these three here. The PD36R Pro does have good long distance performance as well, but it's not going to be able to keep up with these in terms of sustained output. There's just less metal on there for the heat to dissipate. And also, dual switch design. If you need that one-step strobe, you're going to have access to it there. This does not. The Olight does not have strobe. It's only got two modes in it, so that can also be a good thing if you're looking for a light that is more simple and just has a very simple tactical UI, low, high. The Warrior X3 is a good option. Again, it does have proprietary charging, has a magnetic charger that comes with the flashlight. These three can be used with non-proprietary cells, just as long as they fit. Okay, so here I've got the Fenix PD36R Pro, and it is a really nice flashlight. The great thing about it is that it has the same diameter tubing all the way to the head. So if you're thinking of pocketing a light that is just easy to carry and still throws a decent distance, I mean, this is a fantastic flashlight. Okay, just show you it on the other modes. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's the fourth mode before highest. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. And even on the fourth mode, decent-ish throw, and you've got a lot of spill as well. Perfect beam. I mean, considering it's got a smooth reflector, Fenix has really done a great job at making sure that beam is free of artifacts. Okay, I'm going to bring out the Fenix TK20R version 2 on the left, and on the right I've got the PD36R Pro. Okay, and you can see the TK20R throws a good distance further. Okay, it's not a huge amount, but that larger reflector, it makes a difference, that's for sure. It's put it on tack mode. Okay. So TK20 PD36R Pro. Okay, and one thing I'm noticing is that the TK20 is taking a little bit longer to ramp down. The PD36R Pro really just ramps down a lot faster. There's just not enough heat sinking in the head to sustain the output for significant long period of time. But I mean, you can even see the TK20 is also starting to ramp down a little bit. Okay. Okay, now to bring out the Nitecore P23i, and I'll have that on the right, and I'll have the TK20 V2 on the left. Okay, so that's the Nitecore P23i, and that's the Fenix TK20R, and yeah, the Nitecore is throwing a bit further, but in person there's not a huge difference when I compare them. On a practical sort of level, there's not a huge, not really much of a difference. They have very similar beams, like it's almost difficult to tell them apart. That's the Fenix TK20 version 2 and the Nitecore P23i. So just wanting to wait for a moment and see how it goes, whether as they start ramping down and show some different behavior. The P23i is definitely ramping down. It's not as bright as it used to be. In fact, it's starting to approximate the... Yeah, but look at that, it's still brighter. Still brighter for sure. And I mean, Nitecore do push their lights a bit harder than Fenix, take a more conservative approach. But you're probably going to get better runtime and better reliability out of the Fenix. Okay, but one thing I've noticed is the P23i is significantly hotter than the Fenix on the left. It's like it's quite a lot hotter in the head. So that definitely they're driving the LED harder. But it is producing sustained output, sustained performance. Okay, finally we're gonna bring out the big guns, the Olight Warrior X3, and compare that to the Nitecore P23i. Seems like a good comparison, considering that the Nitecore throws the furthest out of the two other lights before. So Nitecore P23i on the left, and on the right we've got the Olight Warrior X3, and really the Warrior X3 is outshining it by a good distance. I mean, it's got a bigger reflector, but let's see how it performs over a little bit of time. Warrior X3 also has a smaller hotspot, as you can tell here on the right. It's got a smaller hotspot. It's more concentrated than the Nitecore. Nitecore is hotter, feels a lot hotter as well. It's got a smaller body, so it's not got as much heat sinking as the Olight. And I think Olight also, they could
You know, they could sustain the lumens a bit more. The head doesn't get all that hot, but they've chosen a little more conservative path. And you know, the Olight is still going strong. P23i ramping down a fair bit, so you can see the Olight Warrior X3 is doing much better in terms of throw at the moment. Okay, just using that tree there in the center as a reference. Start to feel the heat creeping down the barrel for the P23i. Okay, really hot. That P23i is uncomfortably hot down the front near the head. Okay, the Warrior X3 is starting to ramp down, and I'd say they are, yeah, they're almost on par now. The Warrior X3 is still outthrowing it by a little though, but this is both of them step down, and still respectfully bright, but they need to step down, especially this P23i. It's just too hot. Much better now, actually. Let's turn them off and let's see what we can do. Okay, and that's the turbo again activated, and now you see the P23i is actually winning out because the Warrior X3 needs a bit of time to recover, to reactivate, but the X3 is, it doesn't even feel warm really. It's slightly warm up the top of the head. Oh, there we go, it's reactivated its turbo. So yeah, you do have to wait for the light to cool down. It will not automatically activate the turbo, but yeah, this P23i is, it's getting uncomfortably hot near the head. I need to just change my grip on it. Down the front of the battery tube. Yeah. And that's also really impressive on Nitecore's as well, because it's, if you really need to run it like that, it's able to perform. But that extra heat, is it something that you can deal with? Of course you can just ramp the light down yourself, step it down into another mode.